They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, city life.
Hello, family. This is Rich Broke by me, Benny Beckrow. We're gonna today we're gonna watch a video by Ray. Kerwin Ray. So it's a short clip, about 3 minutes, 40 seconds. It's for anyone who has ever felt a little lost and unsure on what they wanted to do. Let's get into it.
I know this question is going to be the craziest one.
No, go for it.
You're going to hate me for this.
I don't hate anybody.
But I found myself lost as in what I want to do. I thought, okay, investments is my thing. I'm going to invest in properties, rent it and buy and rent it. But they want to be okay to change my thing. And they started asking me, do you love numbers and this?
I think this is very interesting because a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs. They want to create something, but they don't know what to do. They don't know what to pursue. They don't know what their purpose is. And this video kind of gets into it. Let's go.
Oh shit, I said, don't know something. This is my thing. I have the passion in the business. I know I'm good at it, at managing and leadership and all of that, but it's just, what is it? Like
Just trying to find direction.
The purpose?
Yeah,
Purpose.
Fighting.
So basically, she knows she has the skill sets, right? To start a business. Time management, task management, detail oriented, everything. But she just doesn't know what to pursue because there's just so many things to pursue, right? There's so many things that are interesting to you that you think you could get into. But which one to pick and why do you pick it?
Finding a purpose starts with a question. What am I here to do? What do I love? You know, what do I love to the level that I'll do it even if I wasn't being paid? Look, be aware of what you think about. Be aware of what you talk about. Be aware of what you read about. Be aware of what you fantasize about. Because therein lies a pattern of things that you love.
So because the question that I was for months, thinking about this thing, for me was, what is it, the business that is going to make me money?
Yeah, that's not the right question. It's not the right question. It's not the right question. What do I love?
See, the thing is, everybody wants to make money, right? And that's really part of the goal. You want to make money so that later on you can be comfortable. You can have financial freedom. And she's like, well, my goal, my purpose is to make money. And he's going to break it down, but just to add my little 2 cents. It's not about making money, right? It's about what is it that you like to do? Because you can like to make money and then say you want to start selling paper, just as an example. But do you like selling paper? Are you passionate about paper? Do you know paper? Because if that's what you're trying to use to make money, it's not going to be motivating. You're not going to want to do it. You're not going to want to get up every day trying to sell paper. And that can hold you back. That can hinder you in the long run. But if it's something that you love doing, something that you're into, it makes it easier because at the end of the day, it doesn't even feel like a job. It's just something you love doing and you're just doing it. You're just going about it. It becomes second nature rather than something that you're like, oh, I don't know, but I know I got to make this money. So let me just go ahead and do it. And that's really not the right way to do it because getting into something like this is hard. Starting business is hard. It's stressful. You lose a lot of sleep. You lose relationships, friends, girlfriends. It gets in the way of all of that. But if you don't love doing what you're doing, if you don't love what it is you're doing, if you don't love getting to the money with what it is you're doing, it's going to be that much harder because you're just not really into it. And that's why he's like, no, you have to love what you're doing. You have to think about the things that you think about every day. What's on your mind every day? What grabs your attention? What are you interested in? And that's what you use to pursue money, because trying to get money, like I said, is hard. Trying to start a business is very hard. And if you don't like really doing what you want to do and you're just pushing yourself to make money, in the long run, it's most likely not going to work out. Because if you don't have a passion for it, you're not going to go that extra mile. You're not going to notice certain things that you need to notice in that niche to make money.
And then commercialize that.
Is it a wrong way of thinking? Like, is it normal or am I?
No, it's normal. No, it's normal. Most people think, how can I make money? But it gets you to a point where you start to realize it's the wrong question. Because that question drove me to a point where I built like $1 million, $2 million business initially. But then I realized, okay, now I've got money, I'm still not happy. And then I started asking a different question, which is not how can I make money, which was...
That's another part of it, right? If it's not something that you're passionate about, but you just happen to be so good that you make money, that's what's going to happen at the end. You're not going to be happy. Everybody says, once you get the money, you're going to be happy. But what if it's stressful, right? Yeah, you have the money, but what if it's stressful? And I do agree, people say, money doesn't make you happy. Money isn't everything. That is true. But it is a good down payment on happiness. Money is a good down payment on happiness. But do you love what you're doing? Is it something you can just wake up and not think about the money, but you love doing it? Is it purposeful to you? Those are the things you have to think about. That's why you just can't go out there and just say, I'm just going to make money any which way. It has to be something that you actually love doing.
Money, which was, what am I here to do?
That's the key question.
Yeah, what am I here to do? What do I love? What am I passionate about? And that'll give you everything you need to know.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
You're
everything.
very welcome.
So what do you think you're going to need in order to drive through on the days where you don't want to? You're going to need a reason. You're going to need a reason bigger than just making money, because money is the worst motivator in the world.
When you stop measuring your own success by how much money you have in the bank, and you start focusing on the things that are more important to you, that's when the money flows.
The only thing that changes are the things that you can afford, but nothing changes. Now, I'm not saying you can't get to a point where you're doing everything that you want to do, but I think you're missing the point. If you're not doing what you love, then there's a problem. If you're doing what you love, then you'll do it till the day that you die. That's why awareness is the key here. Consciousness is the key that unlocks wealth. When I leave, I want my mission, my legacy to continue. I want people to be sharing with their grandkids what they learned from me, going, I don't remember where I learned this from, but I learned this from someone, and let me share it with you. And I know I've got a limited time to be here, and I know that because I've nearly died 7 times. What I do inspires me so much that I am able to access levels of energy that enable me to do and complete things that other people wouldn't have the stamina to do. You cannot manage time. You can't. But you can manage your energy. And being able to manage your energy determines how much you can get done in a day.
Now, if you were to ask me, what is the one thing that I could do right now that will give me the greatest foundation in order to grow? I say, get very clear on your purpose. Your purpose will change everything. Because without purpose, we are lost. And your purpose in life is to find your purpose.
That is true. That is true. Definitely find your purpose. Find what it is you're very interested in. Find what it is you love. And then everything will be easy. You're going to want to do it. You're going to want to get up every day. You're going to want to stay up late nights. And it'll all be worth it. Because like I said, you're going to lose friends. You might lose relationships, girlfriend, boyfriends. But if you don't like what you're doing, it's gonna become regretful. So you have to find what you're interested in, and you have to find your purpose. This was a good video. Check him out at Kerwin Ray. More to come. Have a good day.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip of Rich Broke by Benny Beckrow, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe.